guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at this guy right here. So, this is the new banner unit, Trunks and GIRU. Now, I think that this character is going to be very, very powerful, actually. We'll see exactly how good, right? But they are doing a lot. So, their passive... they have a Vados type support. So they give GT Hero, Bond of Friendship, and Dragon Ball Seeker characters 1 key and 20% attack and defense. If you're on all three, like, you know, this character is, or, you know, say Pan, right? The Dokkan Fest Pan also is on all three categories. They're going to be getting 3 key, 60% attack and defense. Now, Dokkan Fest Pan, I want a little bit of more time with her first, but I think she could be the best TUR. Like, she's, like, right there, I think, up there with like, the really top guns. I certainly think Pan is, like, a step above, say, you know, Goku and Gohan, and EGL Cell, and the ROF Blues, and characters like that. That makes this Trunks and GIRU very important, right? Being, like, a big partner to a, like, high-tiered character like that is really big. Now, the one thing that is a bit of an unfortunate aspect here is their link set is pretty bad. I mean, that's GIRU being part of the card really destroys this unit, right? So their link set, Speedy Retribution, Brainiacs, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, GT, Courage, and Fierce Battle. It's like, you look at something like this, and it is like, oh, brother. I mean, this is... Speedy Retribution is certainly not good. At the very least, though, this Goten and Trunks do have it, the GT one. So they're going to look good there. I think this is a character that is going to eat with Cold Judgment activated, too, by the way. Cold Judgment, Brainiacs activated. I mean, that's an extra, 40% defense just from 2 links. So, we're here on turn 1. Nice, beautiful, wanked situation for us right here. So, Trunks and GIRU, right? They create... in orbs, they change AGL and Tech Key Spheres to Int Key Spheres. Double orb changing is very interesting to me. They get 120% attack and even start a turn. Now, here's where things get interesting. They're very similar to, like, I think, Tech Sin Shenron here, where they're getting 120% attack and defense with 3 Key Spheres, another 120% attack and defense with 5 Key Spheres. They also debuff enemies' attack by 20%. Could be useful in the Omega Shenron fight or in Super Battle Road stages. And then finally, with 7 Key Spheres, all allies get 2 key, 10% attack, 10% defense, and 10% chance to crit. So at their best, they're giving 5 key and 70% to attack and defense. Like, that's just, like, absurd, right? Like, it's just, like, an insane number. So this... You look at this character, who is this character designed for? It's Goku, Trunks, and Pan. It's very obvious to me, right? Because that character is going to hit the full buffs from this unit. All that key and stuff like that. I think that Goku, Trunks, and Pan is, like, slated for an easy A in the celebration. I think it's going to help meld this team together. Pan is a Ginyu tier character. This unit right here, I think, is comparable to Berter and Jace. I feel like that's a pretty good comparison. Berter and Jace, criminally underrated, by the way. I did my tier list ranking units, you know, up to 30, and people were crying about 19 and 20 and Berter and Jace. Remember, a unit could be an LR, doesn't mean it's better than a banner unit. A unit could be a free-to-play unit. Like, it doesn't mean it's going to be worse than this character over here, right? Like, you should judge the character by what they do. And it's like 19 and 20, Berter and Jace, potentially like this Trunks and GIRU, I think, are on a similar level. Now, I don't think that this Trunks and GIRU, they're definitely not competing with Raccoon and Goldo, I don't think. Alright, so we're at 364k defense. Keep in mind that Trunks and GIRU are on a 200% leader skill right here. We only have GT and Fierce Battle. This is kind of the negative here for this rotation compared to, say, Ginyu and, like, Berter and Jace or Raccoon and Goldo, is that, you know, they have, like, 5 and 6 out of 7 links, stuff like that. Whereas Trunks and GIRU, it's just GT and Fierce Battle is all we've got, unfortunately, which is just, you know, a real bummer, I would say. Alright, so pretty good opening rotation, though. We did have some nice support from Kid Gohan. Next turn is going to be crazy. So 3.47. Now, their defense was what? Like around like the 350k range. Honestly, that's a bit low for me. Now, you know, I know, right, like people, I would argue people don't really know what the hell good defense is most of the time, right? Like, I would really like these characters to be able to take these hits from the biggest bosses in the game. It's not like Red Zone did not come out yesterday, right? It's 6 months old now. So I would really prefer if brand new summonable characters were really able to tank well, like Pan, for example. Guess what Pan will be doing in the Red Zone? She will be tanking beautifully, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. We could just do this, fine, sure. We just leave GIRU on this rotation for now. But the one thing that I think actually is a bit of a disappointment to me. So, like, they're at, like, you know, 350k defense, what they were at last turn. They don't get defense from their super attack effect, which I am really not a fan of. I think that they should, like, all characters these days should be getting, like, a nice 30% defense from their super attack effects, right? Raise defense by 1 turn, 30% would be fine. This Trunks and GIRU, I think they would be much better. Just simply with 30% defense 1 turn on their super attack effect would be so huge for them. Now, these guys could be nasty together, Trunks and Goten, and this Trunks and GIRU, but, you know, Trunks and Goten, of course, I mean, they're, you know, what are they, like, 15 months old now? The Trunks and Goten? So, like, they're not quite able to tank at the same level they were before. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. This, I think, is going to be the best rotation we're going to get out of Trunks and GIRU. 447k defense. Now, that is it, by the way. That's, like, their ending turn defense. Like, they're not doing better than that. Because it's like they're not getting defense at all when they super in any spot, right? Like, that's the number that we have right there. Just keep in mind that a character like this, well, Trunks and Goten, they're not on Dragon Ball Seekers, right? But they're getting 50% support by being on GT Hero, Bond of Friendship, and then, of course, the 7 Key Spheres for Trunks and GIRU. I mean, 447k, you know, I'll take that for sure. Like on this, like, big situation, big turn right here. Oh, I didn't look at their links, but, I mean, we have, what is it, 5 out of 7 activated right here? Yeah, we have 5 links. They have, I think they have Speedy Retribution, GT, Cold Judgment, Fierce Battle. I'll have to check in a second. So, 4.2 million with 450k defense, giving potentially 70% support to the rotation. I do like this character, this Trunks and GIRU. I could see myself using them quite a bit. You know, they're definitely not eating super attacks from the toughest bosses in the game, which is unfortunate. Just because it's like, yeah, this is where Berter and Jace, you could say whatever you want to about them, but outside of the Broly fight, you could put them in front of the biggest, like, super attacks in the game and they could dodge them. Raccoon and Goldo could tank them. 19 and 20, you know, can tank a lot of big-time super attacks or absorb them with their key nullification, right? Like, you've got a lot of stuff you could do like that. But this Trunks and GIRU, they're not doing that. But at the same time, they're very good. Like, would I say that Trunks and GIRU, like, would I have this unit high in my rankings? I don't know. I mean, it's a little too early, right? Like, I'll give an initial sort of, like, look at what, like, units look like. Like, okay, like, Pan, I think, is top 3 TUR. I don't want to commit to anything further than just saying Pan, I think, is a top 3 TUR at the moment, right? I might finish her World Tour and say, yeah, she's better than Ginyu. I might finish her World Tour and say, yep, Ginyu and Androids I like a little bit better, right? All of those are possible. Same thing with Trunks and GIRU. I think that they're just below, like, 19 and 20 and Berter and Jace level is what I'm thinking for this Trunks and GIRU right here. Alright, so with Trunks and Goten, we have Speedy Retribution, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, GT, and Fierce Battle activated. We don't have Courage, and we don't have Brainiacs activated. We could get that with GIRU, right? I think GIRU has both of those. So we could get all 7 links in a couple turns. Let's do that. Alright, so let's do this turn. Let's see what we get. Let's go ahead and pop all 7 key spheres that we need right there. So this goes ahead and gets them to 400k defense. So they're at 400k defense, just being next to the Trunks and Goten. That's it. That's all it takes for them to be a 400k defense fan. Just being next to Trunks and Goten. Depending upon what fight, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind running this Trunks and Goten character against, like, Red Zone Omega. I think they could perform well against Red Zone Omega. Because, you know, we will need an AGL character potentially for that second phase, where he can be very problematic, that Omega Shenron. 5.2 million. Okay. I'll take 5.2 on a character that's giving 70% support. Yeah, 5.2 sounds fine to me. That's impressive. I think that this unit is pretty good. I saw a lot of downplay of this character, and it's like, I get it, right? Like, you know, standards are constantly going up. But this character does seem pretty good. And I think being under the umbrella of Pan is going to help this character a lot and help make them look a lot better. I would say I feel like a lot of people probably don't quite grasp exactly how busted Pan is, right? Like, she is an insane character. This is a good example why. So this is a pretty minimalistic situation for her, right? How does that damage reduction kick in? Okay. Nice damage, Vegeta. Impressive. Yeah. Get used to, I think, a lot of damage in that way. Because the thing about Pan, right? Her damage reduction being, you know, she only has damage reduction in slot 1, essentially. Is just such a strong ability. I think they did a really good job with our girl Pan. And I think that Trunks and GIRU are going to be looking pretty good. I think overall that seems like this GT celebration right here is looking good, right? Definitely important, I think, to get sort of like representation for all these types of characters as well, right? Like Pan and all this stuff. Alright, so this is going to be a decent situation right here. Let's go ahead and grab these right here. It's a 7. Yeah, we have not missed the 7 orbs with Trunks and GIRU yet. It definitely would be possible to miss it, right? I mean, we easily could have a rotation, because you're not going to be running Trunks and GIRU in slot 1 in the actual difficult content stages, right? But, you know, we could easily run Trunks and GIRU in slot 2 next to Dokkan Fest Pan. I think that's going to work out very well. And I saw a lot of comments of people like, oh, you know, Pan is looking so good with all that support, but it's like she's not going to need it, right? Like, it's pretty nasty. It's like Ginyu. Ginyu is ridiculous next to, like, Berter and Jace, but, you know, just put Ginyu next to Raccoon and Goldo, a unit that doesn't support, and Ginyu is still looking pretty goddamn good, right? Like, it's just that simple. Okay, so I do want to get this one more rotation in here, where we're able to see, because I think we'll have all 7 links. I think GIRU has let me double check. Does GIRU have Brainiacs? Pretty sure GIRU has Brainiacs and Courage. But that's just off the top of my head. I have been wrong about these before. Do I have I do, a Ghost Usher, cool. Let's pop this right there in case that Kid Gohan gets sniped at the end. I will do this. We'll do this. Then we just have infinite orbs all over the place. I guess this Trunks and GIRU unit could be good. If you're going to try and do, like, the punching bag event with, like, LR Gohan or something like that. Double orb changing, obviously, very, very good. Okay, so GIRU, right? GIRU does not have Brainiacs. Okay, does he have Courage? He doesn't. In my head, I thought GIRU had both Brainiacs and Courage. I guess I truly have fallen off. Dokkan knowledge? No, not me. Not me. Wow, look at me. I didn't remember GIRU's links off the top of my head. I'm scum. Alright, well, I think we're pretty content with that one. This Trunks and GIRU unit is powerful. I think you're going to get a lot of play out of this character. This is definitely red zone runnable. I mean, if you get tagged with a super attack by, you know, Omega or one of these tough Broly stages, like, yeah, you're going to take a lot of damage. It's not really stunning there. But they can help bring the team together with a lot of support. Because they're double orb changing, I feel like it might be kind of difficult to miss out on all their orbs, right? Like, I don't think you're going to really struggle for that too much when they're double orb changing. So, let me know what you guys think of Trunks and GIRU. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.